everyone, I'm Holly and today I'm making cranberry limeade soap. And this soap I designed after my favorite drink at Sonic, the cranberry limeade. I like the frozen one. I actually haven't had one though in probably a couple of years at this point. But that's what we're doing, and I've made this several times and it's quite a hit. So it's time to get it remade. I'm going to start by adding in some coconut milk to my base oils. And I'll get that blended in nicely. I have to burp the stick blender. I'm going to go ahead and strain out my lye solution because I made it yesterday and sometimes it can get little crunchies on the top because it's a reduced water solution. So sometimes I go ahead and just strain those out. Usually my stick blender will break them up just fine and everything will be great, but just on the safe side today. So now we're just going to blend this to emulsification. So what I'm looking for is to see if any oil remains on the surface. If there's oily, like oily swirls, then I know that it's not emulsified quite yet. And I am going to blend it some more, but I want to go ahead and get this split off. Alright, so let's see how far I need to fill each of these. I'm not quite certain. Alright, that's pretty close to being even. Alright, so into one I have some neon green. And I think this is called Force of Nature, possibly, from Nurture Soap. And it is just a blend that they've put together that's really awesome. I love it. I did actually add a little bit of the yellow too, so it was about 3/4 of the Force of Nature and 1/4 of Full Throttle. And this one is half and half Trial by Fire and Material Girl. This is always a really bright soap. Usually it's hot pink, but I've added a little bit of a red element to it this time for make it a little bit more cranberry-ish maybe. These do need blended, so I will do that real quick. I am just smelling my fragrance oils over here and it makes my mouth water. Alright, so I'm actually going to put in all of the green first. So I'm going to clean off my stick blender here. so I don't put all of that red into the green. And now I'm going to add in my fragrance oil blend. And I do mix this one myself. The cicadas are so loud that I can hear them inside with all my air conditioning going. We are definitely in cicada season at the time that I am filming this, which is the beginning of August. Oh, that is so nice. Love it. It's not even showing a trace, and I do want it to be a little bit at a trace. If I remember correctly, this one does set up just a little bit, so I think the lime part is fine. I do think it's just the cranberry part that tends to set up a little bit faster. Normally I mix it, but this time I decided that each part would, since I split it equally, that each part would have their own. Yeah, we're starting a trace now. So I'm going to go ahead and get it poured in. Oops, sorry to bump you there. Alright, so I am going to, oh, this is so much lighter. Not used to that anymore. Well, that was easy. Now, I don't want the pink and green to mix too much, obviously. I want to leave a little bit for the top. I think I'll just really just do that. I just want to bring that lime back around on the top. Now this is not supposed to be equal half and half. I do want it to pour down in a little bit, but this is too thin. It's just gonna mix too much. So we're just gonna hold for a moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in the cranberry portion. This one's a little bit darker, but I don't believe it discolors a whole lot. Alright, so you can see how this is already coming to a trace. This one does move a little bit quicker than the lime part. The lime is still, it's a little shifty still, but it's holding a trace on the surface. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. And I'm hoping I can reach the whole thing. I'm wanting it to be a fairly slow pour, but knowing me, I'll just like plop it in quick. Yep, I always shift and lose the pressure always increases by a lot. I'm actually going to turn it around so I don't have to reach clear over there. I find that my biggest problem is I can't really see what I'm doing. I don't know why I have issues with that, but I do. I actually found my ladle the other day, so I was pretty happy about that. So what I'm going to do is just kind of spoon it on, because I don't want it to go down in a whole lot more than it already is. Pretty Everything's pretty set up though. Alright, well, I was thinking, and I do want it to drop down in there just a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of push it in. Okay, that's good. I don't think I need the ladle anymore. Time to just get this on there. You can see it's getting pretty thick. And spreading it around mostly just to even it all up here on the top. Alright, so now I'm just going to take some of this green and just drizzle it on the top. Bring that lime back around. Oh, I love this. This is awesome. It smells amazing. Lime has got to be one of my most favorite smells. Okay, so here we have the cranberry limeade soap. It smells super duper amazing. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see the inside. Kind of gotta bring this back over on this side, and I will see you back here for the cut. So I'm working on cutting this cranberry limeade soap. It turned out gorgeous. I love it. And look at that swirl right in the middle. It's so good. Oh, I just can't get over this scent. It's definitely a favorite. I love the drizzle on top too. I'm really pleased with this batch. Oh, I feel like I have quite a gap. Sometimes the paper moves around. Can you see that little gap there? Anyway, the paper sometimes moves around in the mold and does weird things. Love how this pink color turned out. Not just like a hot pink like I do sometimes. This is just such a great color. I love it. Kind of a hot pink, but it's leaning to the red a little bit. Really worked out great. I think I'll just stack those. And then somehow some really fun swirls in there. Ooh, that one had a cool drizzly top as well. I love it. I love this batch. The swirl inside is definitely very haphazard, but sometimes that's just the way I like it. Clean off the wires. Cutting several batches today, so this whole process just takes quite a while. I'm not doing very good as far as getting that extra slice here because these bars were made. Oh wow, that's kind of an that's an interesting design on that one. This soap was made quite some time ago. It always takes me so long to get to the cutting portion, so we tend to split them and then they just get on the curing rack. Now if I wasn't making videos, that whole process would go much better. I try to make soap on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday is for cutting videos if I can, other projects, washing dishes. So the cutting videos just tend to get pushed to the side till I get time to really work on them all. Let's see, I feel like I had another, no, I guess not. You don't even know what I was thinking. Oh, this one's cool. Look at this. It's like an actual, like just like a drop. So I figured out what my shadow is. It's the microphone with the whole little fuzzy bit on it. Oh goodness, I just can't get the right spot and the right equipment and everything to do what I want it to do. Someday I would love to build a studio of some sort. I'd like to be on the ground level. That would be amazing because it's really a pain hauling everything up the flight of stairs, and like I've mentioned 100 times before, it's hot up here and cold up here depending on what time of year it is. I would just love to walk in to my studio and have a nice temperature control and all the things. So here we have the Cranberry Limeade soap. I think it turned out great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here for the next one.